Hello, everybody. So I'm doing a quick upload of a few things that I shared last night. I made a video with screenshots and the clips of Fancy and some things she said. If you want to see the whole thing that we did and the commentary that we had with that, you'll have to join the members only. I'll drop the link in the description if that is something you choose to do. I would appreciate it. We have some great ideas that everybody was giving me last night for some members only content. If you will, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video or a thumbs down. That helps algorithms as well. And it's all a free way to support the channel. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this video. I'm going to pause in different parts of the video. There are things I want to commentate on. I'm tongue-tied today. And some things I want to clarify. So, with that being said, let's get to it.
Yeah, well, I don't care, Joel. Brandy and the lying liars can all sit over there and lie together because that's all they do. Brandy, Kendall, and Dawn. And Brandy knows that I have text messages here proving that what she said the other night ain't fucking true. But she don't give a shit because she wants back in with the in crowd. She doesn't like being ostracized from Aubrey Strawberry and Boston the racist because that's who Brandy wants to be.
All right, first off, my friendship with Boston has nothing to do with you or with this case. Boston is her own person. She is a friend. Aubrey Strawberry is somebody I know through the social media. She's also somebody I talk to in different chats and what have you. They have nothing to do with this, Fancy. Nothing. And calling somebody a liar doesn't make them a liar. You have to show where they're lying. I think many of us have done that with you, right? I think that's why you're so pissed off. Anyways, my issue and why I did that live last week was from these messages right here between you and Dawn Bowker. And I'm going to play these. You may have to pause them if you want to continue to read them. I'm going to try and pause as much as I can and go slow and repeat whatever I need to. They are in the live from last week, but here you go. So Dawn's telling her right here, I want to make it clear, I would never associate with somebody like this anymore. She's letting her know she's changed, right? Right here, January 21st. That's just a few weeks ago. She says, Dawn, I need you to do me a solid. I need to know something. Did Gypsy and Christy get you to talk to Nick originally? And would you be willing to come out and interview with me, telling everyone I had nothing to do with it? And she says, no, they didn't. No one asked me to talk to Nick. I did that on my own because I felt bad for him. And then she says, okay, but it did seem like you were trying to manipulate him to respond in a certain way. I'm glad you have a good life. And then she lays into her. No, you had me do that. You told me to write him and get him to tell things in the messages I still have, or messages still, something like that. I absolutely did not. And then she loses her shit. She's like, yes, from you and Amanda. You did, basically, is what she's telling her. And it just goes on where she's going crazy. And then so here's where she goes into threatening her. She threatens Dawn Bowker with private stuff, things that Dawn shared with her privately as a confidant and somebody that she looked up to, that she saw as a mother figure. And Dawn wasn't in the right mind then, and she's taken a lot of heat, and she has done a lot of growing and soul searching and bettered her life. And if that is true, that's according to her, that is what we all want. Even for our own selves, we all want to grow and change. We should not be the same we were years ago. We just shouldn't. Okay, I say all that to say this woman is threatening Dawn because she's not wanting to toe this narrative of the Blanchards sending her in, because that doesn't fit, right? So here you go. She's threatening her. She's wanting to out all this private information publicly that is nobody's business. This is who you're dealing with. This is the kind of person Fancy is. When you want to go against her and dare to not agree, She goes real life. Period. And it's funny how Fancy says she's changed and she's not the same person and she's grown, but nobody else has, basically. Get the fuck out of here, Fancy.
Right? You were there. You were in those emails with me. You were in those text messages with me and Dawn and Tori and Brandy and the rest. Yeah, you were. Were you? No? Then shut the fuck up and sit down. If you don't like my information, then go get the information.
Okay. So this is where, and I had a few people say, she's trying to say you're involved. Well, that she likes to say I'm involved when she needs me to be her scapegoat, right? So I did a search on my Facebook Messenger and I did Nick infiltration, right? This is what it says. Nick infiltration, no results found. I was never in a Nick infiltration group. I also do Nick investigation. These chats pop up. These chats are here because they say Nick and investigation, not together. They're just different chats where those topics are talked about. Now, there is a chat that there's a woman who ended up contacting Natasha after writing Nick, and this woman's just plumb crazy, and I hope Nick stayed away from her. She did time for threatening to bomb a school and wanted to have sex on dead bodies. So yeah, she's a real winner. That one was that was the whole reason I made amends with Natasha, because she threatened to kill Natasha's whole family. It was crazy. So here are these two groups here: New Psych and Investigation and the New Dubai Proxy team. So this New Psych Investigation, they've added me to it. You see right here, it says I added you to the group. This was on July 26th and July 27th of 2019. They're getting people to do tasks with Nick. They asked me about my transcription work. And that's because I'm brand new. I've literally just been added into these groups. And see, you can see her asking me, did you even see this? Well, no, it hadn't popped up because I had not accepted the group invite. We're still talking about all of that. This is my very beginning to the group. Okay, the New by Proxy team chat. Fancy had to rename groups the new whatever because she would get rid of people, and instead of just removing them and starting over, she would make these new chats, probably because she didn't want us to see what was in the other chats. My opinion, allegedly, and for entertainment purposes only. So July 26, 2019. You can see right here on the very bottom of this, I'm hoping it gets to the thing where it says, hi, everyone. I introduced myself, a little about me. Grew up like most in a dysfunctional family, alcoholics, etc. And then I go into some very private information. I have marked that out because that's just no one's business here. When I want to tell that story, I'll tell that story. But this was my introduction to this group on July 26th, 2019. That is when I joined. If you were in Ryan's live the other night, and evidently that's been a big thing because I happened to be in the chat, and I mean, whoo, that's just, you know, newsflash, Brady was in the chat. They are trying to make a big deal out of that. It was about these emails, which is what everybody's talking about right now. So yeah, I went in there. But let's face it, I watch these different things ever so often. I'm usually watching, or when I have time to watch, I'm usually watching. That don't even make sense. I'm crunched for time here. I'm trying to get this done. It's not a big conspiracy that I was there, guys. She was talking about the emails. I asked her a question in that live. What was the date on that email? It was in June. In June, I wasn't a part of this team. Wasn't a part of anything to do with this team other than being in Facebook groups until July 26th. So there you have it. There's the big conspiracy, guys. That's my proof. I don't know how many times I have to say it, and I'm really not going to keep saying it. If you want to see the whole conversation that we had about all this, it is in the members only live. I was not a part of the investigation. I was not a part of anything nefarious. I was in some Facebook groups and some private chats that Fancy put me in as part of her team. That started July 26, 2019. There you have it. It's a big conspiracy. I'm hoping that's all I have to say on it. Anyways, y'all have a good one. I am headed to a doctor's appointment and working on material for a live this week. You guys have a great day and be safe. Stay safe in the storms. Evidently, it's snowing in some places, and in the south, we're having thunderstorms. So have a good one, guys.